So, hello, good afternoon. We are now in the week 5 of our lecture in Mathematics in the Modern World. So, our lecture for today is about your Venn diagram. What is your Venn diagram? Most of you already know what is a Venn diagram. This Venn diagram can be used in any other subjects like your English, like your Filipino, history, and other subjects wherein you are relating the difference and also the similarity of whatever topic you are tackling in any subject. Okay? But this Venn diagram can be used in a mathematical way wherein we will find the value that will make an equation true, in a sense that all of these can be seen in a specified set. So, a Venn diagram is a visual representation on different notations used in sets, or it is a way on showing sets diagrammatically. So, it was developed by the logician John Venn. So, you can see my example is the advice from the Beatles, okay? So, I did not yet relate it mathematically. Next. So, your Venn diagram has symbols wherein you have your rectangle which shows the universal set. The universal set contains all the values in your set. And then, you have what you call your subset and your set and your subsets. Okay? Consider the universal set E, which is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you have a set 0, 1, 2, and another set which is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if you would like to represent it into a Venn diagram, is that you will create a rectangle. This rectangle represents your universal set wherein you have your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is your universal set. When I say universal, it is true to all sets. It is true to all subsets or to all sets. So, we can say that a set is within that universal set when it can be found in your universal set, like your set S. So, pag hahanapin nyo yung set S nyo, mapapansin nyo na ito yun, di ba? This is your subset 0, 1, 2. And then, we have your subset T, wherein you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the representation of a universal set containing subsets. So, ano yung mga subset natin? We have your 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The intersection of two sets. Pag sinasabi natin intersection of two sets, it is where the sets A and B has similar elements. Okay? Take note, yung intersection of two sets nyo follows the logical notation AND. AND. Okay? If you are familiar with AND as a logical notation, we have true, false, and then true or true, false, right? If one element has an element which is not true to F, therefore, there is no intersection. Tama? So, if you have an element which is true to A, but it has no element in B, so therefore, there is no intersection. Therefore, we may say it false. Wala sa intersection, di ba? Pag may element ka which is not true to A, but true to B, there is still no intersection. In order to have an intersection is that they must have the same element at A and the same element at B in order to have a intersection. That is for our intersection. Kung saan lang sila magkakasundo. Example, we have a set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And another set, so let's say this is your set A, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And another set B, which is, let's say, 1, 3, 5, 6. Mapapansin nyo that pag sinasabi natin intersection from our previous lesson in your module 4 is that kung ano lang yung parehas. So this is the representation of the intersection of two sets in Venn diagram. So pag gumawa ka ng circle, yan, this is, let's say, this is your circle A, which represent your sets 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another circle B, which represent your set 1, 3, 5, 6. So how will you represent the intersection of these two sets? So madali lang yan. Hanapin natin dito kung ano yung magkapareha. Tama? So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Magkakaparehas yung tatlo. Therefore, I may say that A intersection of B is equal to 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry. So we have 1, 2, 3. This is the intersection. Pag sinabi natin intersection, dapat magkaparehas sila with the other element of the other set. Okay? Diyan sila mag-i-intersect. Yan yung magtudugtong sa kanila. Okay? Next is our representing the intersection of sets. If V is equal to vowels and F is equal to letters in the word dingo, then find V intersection of F. So if you will find V intersection of F is that, siyempre isusulat natin D-I-N-G-O and your V, which is equal to, ano yung mga vowels natin in your alphabet? We have A, E, I, O, U. And our word, dingo. Dingo, we have, let's say, F, which is equal to D, I, N, G, O. Right? If we will represent the intersection of a set in a Venn diagram, therefore, so, ilalagay natin yung mga magkaparehas sa kanya. So, therefore, my F intersection of V, or my V intersection of F is equal to, what are the similar elements? We have I, O, and your, wala na, di ba? We have I and O. So, therefore, that is our intersection. So, ilalagay natin A, E, I, O, U, and then D, and G. This means that this will be the intersection of your vowels and your letters in the word dingo. Right? Next. So, the union of two sets is that kabaliktaran siya ng intersection. Pag intersection is that pumipili tayo ng similar elements. Di ba? Pag pumipili ka ng similar elements, pinapalit mo yung set sa intersection. So we have the intersection of dingo and the vowel. The intersection is that I-O, right? So pinalit natin yung set niya. Kabaliktaran yan sa union. Your union is that kung ano yung sabihin natin dalawang set is that we will combine them into a bigger set. Like your X union with Y. Diba? Pag nag-union ka, syempre, magkakaroon ka ng dagdag. Tama? Kasama. For example, pag sige, wag na lang muna yun. Okay. So, if V is equal to vowels and F is equal to the letters in the word dingo, then V, the union of F is, so take note of the symbol of your word or of your notation, union, it is your U. Pag intersection naman, inverted U. Okay? So, if you have V union with F, if we will represent it into union, so therefore, we have the word vowel, so I, D, I, N, G. And then, yung letters ng vowels natin, we have A, E, O, U. So, pag represent mo yan, sa isang union is that, shade natin lahat. Which means that, all the sets of the word of vowel, and the set, or the element of the F, is that, we have, is a subset of the union of your V and F. Okay? Next is representing the unions of sets. So, if A is equal to 1, 3, 4, 5, and B is equal to 6, 7, 8, 9, therefore, what is the union of B? So, if you will represent it into a Venn diagram, so therefore, we have, wala pa silang union, di ba? Wala silang intersection dyan. So, we have, this will be your first set, 1, 3, 4, 5, and your second set, which is your 6, 7, 8, 9. So, pag nag-union sila, naging isa lang sila. Okay? So, magiging isang set lang yan. Okay? So, we have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the A union of B. Okay? Next. The complement of a set is usually denoted as A prime, so which means that all sets of the numbers which is not in the specified set A, but the elements belong in the universal set. Yung A prime kasi is that, yan yung mga yan yung mga set, yan yung mga elements na hindi kasali sa subset natin. Okay? So, mapapansin mo that if A is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and U is equal to 0, 1, 2, until 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so what are the complement of A? Pag na-present mo, yung Venn diagram niya is that, mapapansin mo na, yung nasa loob ng circle are all the sets or subsets of your A, which is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And then, if you are getting the complement of A is that, you will get the subset, or you will get the set involving all the elements that cannot be found inside your circle. So, that is a complement of A. Yung hindi mo makikita sa A. Okay? So, this joint set, so it was discussed in your module 4 that set was can be considered as disjoint when there is no intersection. Meaning, walang magkapareha sa kanilang dalawa. So, therefore, the intersection of this disjoint set is always empty or null set. Okay? So, the set S is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, and T is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7. So, if you will get the diagram of S and T, so ito yung disjoint set natin. So, we have your S, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and your T, which is 1, 3, 5, 7. So, this is your disjoint set. Pag kinuha mo yung intersection nilang dalawa, wala kang makukuha, right? It is empty. So, therefore, the set is empty. Empty or null set. Right? Next. So, miscellaneous problem. Okay. So, in our illustration of sets is that, linagay natin yung dalawang Venn diagram lang. Is that in order for you to know the different notations or different rule in a Venn diagram. So, syempre, mas maganda yung simple muna para maintindihan nyo bago natin i-elevate. Okay, elevate natin siya. So, how will you solve this one? Like your solving a mathematical term or equation is that, anong unahin natin? we will always go for those terms that are in parentheses. Okay? So we have your B union of C, and the union of B is get the intersection of A, or get the intersection of A with the union of B and C. Okay. So mapapansin nyo guys that our union, or our set B and C has your N, T, V, Q, J, H, R, X. So shade natin yan. Shade ko yan ha. So shade ko yan. So shading my set B and set C because they are in union. So what is the intersection of your A with the union of your B and C? So we have ano yung magiging intersection nila? So mapapansin mo na pag nag-union yung dalawang ito is that magiging parang isang set na yan, right? Magiging parang isang set yan. So therefore, masasabi ko na magiging ganito yan. So I have my union of B in union with C is equal to all the terms with your set B and set C. So we have N, V, R, your T, Q, H, J, and X. Pag kinuha mo yung union nila is that we all know that your NVR is also in your set A, right? So we have P. So getting the union of intersection of two sets is that we have our NVR. It is equal to NVR. Tama? Yan. Next. Uy. Nagluloko guys. Okay? Next is your example number 2. We have A prime in the intersection of B and the union of C. So A prime, or the complement of A with the intersection of B. So after getting the intersection of the A prime and B, we will get the universal set, the union to C. So paano natin babasahin yan ng mas maganda? So the union of the intersection of the complement of A and B with C. Okay? So our A prime, so mapapansin mo anong A prime natin? From the definition of our complement of A is that it is the elements that are not contained, or it is not a content of your A. Okay? So if you have a universal set, K, P, R, N, V, X, T, Q, J, H, and E. That is your universal set. So element pala yan. Okay, universal set. So what are your A prime? So ano yung mga wala dito sa A natin? Our sets that cannot be seen, or the elements that cannot be seen in our A prime are your X, J, H, Q, and T. Okay? Those are the elements that cannot be seen in our A. So therefore, I may say that these are your A prime. Okay? But what is your B? So take note, meron akong A prime. Right? Yung A prime ko are your J, H, JH, X, Q, and your T. Okay? So, bakit siya naging A prime, sir? So, pag tinakpan mo to, ito, hindi ko siya matatakpan, no, kasi wala naman ako sa loob ng screen. No, yan. So, pag tinakpan natin, ano yung mga nasa labas? Ito, X, J, H, Q, and T, right? So, therefore, these are my A prime. Yan. We have X, Q, T, and your JH. JH. So, what are your set B? Your set B are simply your N, V, J, N, V, J, H, Q, and T. Right? So, if you will get the intersection of your A prime and B, so, mapapansin mo that magiging ganito yan. Right? So, the intersection of your A prime and B is equal to your J, H. You have your JH. JH. J, H, JH, Q, and T. This is your intersection. J, H, Q, and T. And the rest will be outside the circle. So, J, H, Q, and T. Yan. These are your intersection. And then, we have our union with C. Right? So, your intersection, therefore, is equal to J, H, Q, and T. So, J, H, Q, and T, ito yung NV mo, di ba? But nandito yung NV mo? Because this is your elements in your B and A, which is, the A is a complement or a complement of your A prime. Okay? So, we have JHQT, right? So, after getting your A prime B, is that we will get your union with C. What is our C? So, take note, our C is R, right? R, V, J, H, and X. And what is your A prime B? Our A prime B, or the A intersection of B, is equal to A, the intersection of B, A prime, the intersection of B, is equal to J, H, Q, T. So, getting the union of these two terms, we have J. We have our J, H, X, R, V, and your Q and T. Okay? Pag union, ito na yung union natin, A prime, A prime, the intersection of B, in union with your C. Okay? That is our answer. Next. The areas of a Venn diagrams are often represented as regions using Roman numericals for each item below. So, identify the region in which it would be placed. Okay. Pag ganyan yung problem is that we have even numbers, multiples of 3, multiples of 5. Multiples of 3 means that it is divisible by 3. Multiples of 5 means that it is divisible by 5. Okay? So, where would you place your Roman numeral, your 6? So, saan nilalagay yung 6? So, let's classify your 6. Your 6 is an even number, right? Because it is exactly divisible by 2, right? Next is that your 6 is not a multiple of 5, but it is a multiple of 3. Okay? So take note that the even numbers and multiples of 3 has a union which is identified by your Roman numeral 2. Right? So we have 6 is equal to Roman numeral 2. Okay. Next is your 20. Take note that your 20 is an even number because it can be divisible by 2. Diba? Exactly divisible by 2 yan. Next is that it is a multiple of 5, but it is not a multiple of 3. Right? So, if you will place it into your Venn diagram, we will probably place it into your Roman numeral 4. Because it is a connection or it is the intersection of your even numbers and your multiples of 5, right? So we have 4. And then your 30. Okay, let's classify your 30. Your 30 or your element 30 is an even number, right? Even number yan. Divided by 2, 15. Tama? Exactly divisible by 2. Next is that it is a multiple of 5, yes or no? 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6, a whole number. So therefore, it is a multiple of 5. Next, your multiple of 3. 30 divided by 3 is equal to 10. Right? It is divisible or exactly be divisible by 3. Therefore, I may say that your 30 is the intersection of all this diagram. Right? So therefore, I will classify it into your Roman numeral 5. Next, your Roman numeral, your element 9. Your element 9 is a multiple of 3, right? Kasi 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. But it is not an even number because if you will divide it by 2 is that it will have a remainder of 1. Tama? So, therefore, it is not an even number. And also, if I will divide your 9 by 5, is that I will not get an exact whole number. Okay? So, I may conclude, therefore, I may conclude that my 9 is only a multiple of 3 wherein I will place it in your Roman numeral 3. Tama ba? And then, next is your 15. So, saan natin lalagay yung 15 mo? Your 15 is a multiple of 3 and a multiple of 5, tama? Kasi pag minultiply mo yung 5 at 3, 15 na di ba? But it is not an even number, right? Therefore, since there is an intersection of multiples of 3 and multiples of 5 into your figure, therefore, I may say that I may place my 15 into the multiple of 3 and 5, which is an intersection at 6. Tama ba? Next is your 42 and 210. Your 42 is an even number, but it cannot be exactly be divisible. It is not exactly be divisible by 5 and 3. Tama ba? Siyempre mali, di ba? Your 42 is divisible by 3. Bakit? Ang sikreto niyan na para maalam mo na divisible by 3 dyan is that pag inad mo yung digits nila, like your 4 and 2 is that 6, tama ba? If it can be it is divisible by 3, therefore, it is a multiple of 3. Tama? Okay. So, 4 plus 2, 6. Therefore, 6 divided by 3 is 2. It is a divisible by 3. So, 42 divided by 3 is equal to 12. Tama? 42 divided by 3 is equal to 14. Okay, 14. 42 divided by 3. Yan, 14. Okay? So, therefore, your 42 is a multiple of 3 and also it is a even number. So, therefore, I may place it into my Roman numeral 2. And then your 210. Your 210 is an even number. And also, it is a multiple of 5. And if you add a digit, you have an answer equal to 3. Therefore, 210 divided by 3 is equal to 70. Right? So, therefore, I may say that since all of the categories is that your 210 is qualified, therefore, I may say that it is the intersection or it is also classified as intersection of all the sets or your Venn diagram. So therefore, ilalagay ko siya sa Roman numeral number 5. Okay? Next. Okay, mathematics na tayo. Sa mathematical term na tayo. So, a travel agent surveyed 100 people to find out how many of them had visited the cities Melbourne, Brisbane, and Brisbane. Okay? So, 31 people had visited Melbourne and 26 people had been to Brisbane and 12 people had visited both cities. Draw a Venn diagram to find the number of people who had visited, number 1, Melbourne or Brisbane but not Melbourne, only one of two cities and neither city. So, paano natin gagawin yan? Ito solution natin, di ba makita mo, is that may 12 common tayo. 12 or the intersection of your M and B. There are 12 people who are already visited your Melbourne and Brisbane. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin is that, itong 12 people na to, i-minus natin sa total ng either pumunta sa Melbourne at pumunta sa Brisbane. Bakit? Kasi nakasali sila sa mga tao pumunta sa Melbourne at pumunta rin sa Melbourne. Okay? Nakasali sila sa mga tao pumunta sa Melbourne and then yung mga tao pumunta sa Melbourne. Okay? So there are 31 people who visited your Melbourne. Tama? Minus 12 is that these 19 people are those people who visited Melbourne alone. And then 26 next is your 26 people who visited Brisbane is that minus 19 we have minus 12 we have 14. These 14 people are those people who visited your Brisbane alone. Yung mga bumisita lang sa Brisbane pero hindi sila nakabisita sa Melbourne. Your M naman is yung mga nakabisita sa Melbourne pero hindi pa nakabisita sa Brisbane. Yung nasa gitna nila is that yung mga tao na yon is that nakita nila yung Melbourne at Brisbane, di ba? Mayaman. So you have number visiting Melbourne or Brisbane. Take note of the word or. Pag or yan guys, sinasabi ko sa inyo is that lahat ng number of people na kasali dito sa Venn diagram natin is that we will add them because or means all or means kahit na hindi ka pumunta doon or tawag ito, kahit hindi ka pumunta doon kasali ka pa rin, tama? Or pag kinuha natin yung logical meaning na is that true and false, yan, true, pag or gate yan, pag or yan, di ba? Or, if true and false yung isa, true pa rin yan, tama? Pumunta ka pa rin. If false yung isa, and then true yung isa, true pa rin yan, tama? So, let's say, M and B. Okay? Pag false yung isa, at true yung isa, true pa rin. Pag true silang dalawa, true pa rin. Okay? So, number visiting Melbourne or Brisbane. Melbourne or Brisbane means, kahit na pumunta ka sa isa, hindi ka pumunta sa isa, pero pumunta ka na sa Melbourne, kahit hindi ka pa pumunta sa Brisbane, kabilang ka sa bibilangin ko. Ganun yun, pag or. Tama? Pag may end naman is that, only na to, only. So, number visiting Brisbane only, so yun yung 14 natin. Because they are the only people who already visited your Brisbane. And then, the number of visiting only one city is that those people who visited only one of the cities. Hindi niya na-visit yung dalawa. So therefore, tatanggalin natin yung intersection niya. So we have 19 and 14. We have 33. And then, the number of people visiting neither of the city is 55. Okay. Bakit nagkaroon ng 55, sir? Saan galing yan? So yung element mo is the 100 people. Or the universal set mo is the 100 people. Sila yung mga 100 people na sinurvey mo. And then, ito lang yung mga nag-respond na pumunta sa either of the cities. Yung 19, 14, and yung 12. Okay? So therefore, yung nag-respond lang na bumisita sa either of the cities are 45, and the rest, hindi na sila pumunta. Therefore, they are outside your two diagrams. Yung 55 na to, which 55 na to, is kasali sila sa buong tao na sinurvey mo. Only 45 responded. Okay? So therefore, number visiting neither of the city, yung mga hindi nag-visit sa city, is 100 minus the total number of people who visited each of the city. Okay? Sir, bakit hindi 31 and 26 yung pinag-add mo plus in-add mo yung 12? Take note, yung 12 is intersection siya. So, pag ang pinakamagandang gawin dyan is that pag hindi mo pa alam yung gitna at merong tanong na all, so therefore, i-x mo yun. X siya. Dapat. Pero since sinabi na niya agad that there are 12 people who visited both of the city, therefore, ilalagay mo na siya sa intersection. Napakadali na nun, di ba? And then, since they are already, it was already indicated in your problem that there are 12 people who visited your Melbourne or Brisbane, therefore I may say that this 31 minus 12 people is the people who only visited your Melbourne, and then your 26 minus 12 are the people who only visited your Brisbane. Okay? So, yan. May question pa ba kayo, guys? Okay. Next tayo. So, in a survey of 500 investors, it was reported that 270 invested in stocks, 300 invested in bonds, and 100 invested in both stocks and bonds. So, use the diagram to answer the following. So, how many invested in stocks only? How many invested in bonds only? How many invested in both? How many invested in neither stocks nor bonds? So, how many invested in either stocks or bonds? So, how will we solve this one? So, there are 500 investors, remember? May 500 investors tayo. So, may 270 daw ang nag-invest sa stocks, 300 ang nag-invest sa bonds, and 100 invested in both stocks and bonds. Atong 500 and 270 is the total of all people who invested in your stocks and into your, and your 300 is the total of people who invested in your bonds. So, pag dinowing natin yan, ito yun. So, tatlo yan, ha? Since Venn diagram yan, tatlo yan. Yan. So, let's say, this is my stocks. Wherein, it was identified in the problem that there are 270 people invested into your stocks. And then this is my bonds. Right? So take note that in my bonds, there are 300 people. Sir, 500 lang yung investor. Ba't naging 570 siya? Yan nga yung sinasabi ko, guys. Yung 300 na yan is that ito yung buong nag-invest sa bonds, kasali yung mga both nag-invest sa stocks at nag-invest sa tawag ito, both nag-invest sa stocks, bonds, at yung tawag ito, both or neither, di ba? So, in a survey of 500 investors, it was reported that 270 invested in stocks, 300 is invested in bonds, and 100 invested in both stocks and bonds. So, dalawa lang. So, we have stocks and bonds. So, we have 270 and 300 stocks and bonds. So, mapapansin mo, ba't naging 500 siya? Di ba? So, take note na both, may dalawa tayong nag-invest ng 100 sa both stocks and bond. So, 100 to. Tama? So, 100 minus, 270 minus 100 is equal to 170. Okay? 300 minus 100 is equal to 200. These are your 200, itong 200 na to, are the number of people who invested into your bonds only, and then yung 170 are the number of people who invested in your stocks only. Tama? So, pag kinuha natin yung total natin is that 100 plus 200 plus 170, we have how many? 300 plus 170, we have 470. Yan. So, 470 minus 500, we have 500 minus 470 is that may 30 tayong hindi nag-invest sa bonds or stocks. So, pag kinuha natin yung stocks, how many invested in stocks only? So, sinabi ko na kanina, we have 170 from the diagram. And how many invested in bonds only? We have 200 in the diagram. How many invested in both? So, sinabi na sa problem yan. We have 100. And how many invested in neither stocks nor bond? So, we have neither. Tama? We have 30. And how many invested in either stocks or bond? We have 170 plus 100 plus 200. So, we have 470. Right? Pag or kasi, or stocks or bond, kinukuha natin yung union niya. Okay? Pag in both, and in both, yan yung kinukuha natin yung intersection niya. Okay? Next. Okay. We have your problem number 5. So, ulitin ko na lang basahin guys para sa mga na-disconnect. So, we have a group of 62 students were surveyed, and it was found that each of the students surveyed like at least one of the following 3 fruits. Your apricots, bananas, and cantaloupes. So, mapapansin nyo guys, so as I have said kanina sa mga nakarinig na, okay? So, there are 3 categories or 3 sets. Your apricots, bananas, and cantaloupes. So, how will we solve this one? So, madali lang, di ba? Gagawa ka lang ng 3 Venn diagram. Okay? So, we have our apricots. A. Your bananas. And your cantaloupes. So, paano natin solve to? So, yung best way na gawin natin is that we will solve for the value of x. Pero saan natin ilalagay yung x? Okay, pansinin niyo yung problem. Basahin natin ulit. There are 33 who like apricots, 30 like bananas, 33 like cantaloupes, 11 like apricots and bananas, 15 like bananas and cantaloupes, 17 like apricots and cantaloupes, and 19 like exactly 2 of the following fruits, your apricots, bananas, and cantaloupes. So, mapapansin nyo that there are no given for those number of people who like all your bananas, apricots, and your cantaloupes. So, how will we solve this one? So, the first thing to do is to know the designated given. So, we have 34 apricots. Yung 34 na yan is the total of this whole circle. 34. And then, for your, wait lang, ayaw magkuhan ha. Okay. For your 30, this is the total for your bananas. And then for your 33, this is the total for your cantaloupes. So, kasali ba yan sa set na yan? Hindi yan kasali sa set na yan kasi yan yung total ng mga kasali sa set na yan. Okay? So, what is your X? Okay. Take note that there are 11 people who like bananas. Also, there are 15 people who like bananas and cantaloupes, and 17 people like cantaloupes and apricots, and also 19 like exactly 2 of the following apricots. Okay. So, screen rate na tayo para mas makita natin yung mga difference, okay? So, we have, gagawa ko ng circle. Yan. Okay. There are 34. So, lalagay natin yung mga given, 34, 33, and 30. 34, 33, and 30. Take note that there are 11 like apricots and bananas. 11 like apricots and bananas. And also, there are 15 like bananas and cantaloupes. Bananas and cantaloupes. So, A, ilalagyan ko siya ng label. Okay? A, B, C. Para mas maintindihan natin, lagyan natin ng label. Tama? So, we have 11 like apricots and bananas. And then 15 like bananas and cantaloupes. 15 like bananas and cantaloupes. And then we have 17 who like apricots and cantaloupes. 17, right? But no one, hindi sinabi kung ilan yung mga taong may gusto ng lahat. Okay? Mga mahilig mangangkin ng buo. Yan, di ba? Yan yung X. Hindi na nga, tawag ito, hindi ka pa ba naging sapat? Ganon, di ba? X. Yan. So, we have 11, 17, and 15, and your X. So, take note that this is not equal to 11 alone. Tama? Kailangan natin isubtract yung X mo. Kasi nga, kasali yung buong 11 mo is itong circle na to. Tama? So, tatanggalin natin yung X para makuha mo itong diagram na to. So, we have 11 minus X. Okay? Next is that it is safe to say that this is 17 minus X in order to get the portion of this one. Kung itong portion lang to ang kunin mo. So, we have 17 minus X. Ito. Yan. And then, we have our 15 minus X. Kasi itong 15 na to, itong buong circle na to eh. Di ba? Itong buong yan. So, mauminasan mo yan ng X para ito lang yung i-consider mo. Yan. Tama? Then sa yellow, yun lang din yung i-consider mo. Okay. So, this is the value of your 11 minus X. This will be your value of those people who like your apricots and bananas. A and B, mahilig sa saging. Okay? We have our cantaloupes and bananas. Yeah. B and C. And also those of people apricots and cantaloupes. We have our yellow color. Yan. We have A and C. Tama ba? Yan guys. A and C. That is our 17 minus X. 11 minus X and 15 minus X. Pero, meron siyang sinabing ditong statement that there are 19 people who like 2 of the following fruits. So, lahat daw, itong diagram na to, may 19 na people. Okay? 19 distinct people ang kasali dati dito. Hindi kasali dati. Yung total ng people na may gusto ng buo. So, pag dinawin natin yan, ito yung 19 people na may gusto niyan. So, ito yung X mo. Ito yung mga 19 people mo. Yan. Ito. And ito. 19 people daw yung total nito, guys. Pero ano itong mga to? This is your 11 minus X. And this shaded area is your 15 minus X. And another shaded area is your 17 minus X. Tama? Those are the total number of people who like both of your apricots and your banana. So therefore, I may say that 19 is equal to my area blue plus my area green plus my area yellow. Tama? Area yellow. Which is equal to, my area B is equal to 11 minus X. My area Y is equal to, or my area yellow is equal to 17 minus X. And then my area green is equal to 15 minus X. Tama? Finding for the value of X, we have 11 plus 17 plus 15 is equal to 26 plus 17 is equal to 43. Tama ba? Pag hindi ka naniniwala, gamitin yung calculator nyo. Okay, paki-open yung calculator. So, 17 plus 15 is 32 plus 11 is equal to 43. Tama? 43. Minus x, negative x plus negative x is equal to negative 2x minus x is equal to negative 3x, which is equal to your 19. So, 19 minus 43 is equal to 19 minus 23 is equal to 24. Tama? Negative 24 is equal to my negative 3x. Tama? Diba? Tama yan. Okay? So, we have negative 24 divided by negative 3 divided by negative 24. We have, so, negative 3 divided by negative 3 is equal to positive 1. Negative 24 divided by negative 23 is equal to 8. Therefore, my x is equal to 8. This is the value of my x. So, therefore, I may say, na yung x natin na nasa gitna is equal to 8. Tama? So, ano din yung bilang ng 11 minus x natin, sir? Okay. So, may 11 minus x na tayo, which is equal to 8. Tama? So, since may x na tayo na nasa gitna, makukuha natin yung mga values natin. So, 11 minus x is equal to 11 minus x, which is 11 minus 3, is equal to 11 minus 8 is equal to 3. Okay? My 17 minus x or 17 minus 8, it is equal to my 9. And 15 minus x minus 8 is equal to 7. Tama? So therefore, we have a number of people who like both apricots and banana is equal to 3. The number of people who like both banana, apricots and cantaloupes is equal to 9. And the number of people who like banana and apricots is equal to 7. Right? So therefore, pwede kong sabihin na we have our x. Okay, may x na tayo. Kinalimutan kahit nahihirapan, di ba? So, we have x. Our x is equal to, yung x natin is equal to our 8. X is equal to 8. My apricots and banana is equal to 3. And then, my apricots and cantaloupes is equal to 9. And my bananas and cantaloupes is equal to 7. Tama ba? So, paano ko mati-check yan? O, pag kinuha mo yung buong area na to, 7 plus 8, 15. Okay? 7 plus 8, 15. Tama? Ito, 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. Okay? And then 8 plus 9 is equal to 17, yung area ng buo na to. Okay? So, palitan natin yung mga kulay para hindi pa rin nakakalito kahit nakakalito na. Yan. So, we have 17. And then, we have our 11. Yan. So, paano din natin makukuha yung mga may gusto ng apricots lang, bananas lang, cantaloupes lang? So, apricots only. Okay, apricots only. Sila yung mga loyal. Yan. Kahit nawala na sila pare, tama? We have our B, banana only. And our C, tama ba? Yung cantaloupes only. C only. Yan. Ikaw lang, kumbaga. Yan. So, paano natin isosolve yan, guys? So, as I have mentioned a while ago, is that your 34, your 30, and your 33 are the number of people who like your antelopes, your bananas, and your cantaloupes. So, therefore, itong buong circle na to is equal to your antelope only, which is equal to 34. Tama? So, paano din natin kukunin yung mga loyal sa antelope? So, kukunin lang natin that antelope only is equal to 34. But take note that the summation of this circle, of this area, okay, ang pangit no, ng screen ko, yung summation ng area na to is equal to 9 plus 8 plus my 3 is equal to 3 plus 8, 11. Plus 9, 20. 20. Plus X. Itong may gusto ng antelope. Yung loyal kay antelope lang. So, plus X. Or may antelope only. So, antelope. Antelope only. Plus antelope only. Or your A only. And then ito is your A total. Okay? So, your A total or your antelope total is equal to 20 plus antelope only is equal to my 34 because my antelope total is equal to 34, tama? So, ilan din yung may gusto ng antelope lang? So, 34 minus 20. Tama? So, therefore, my antelope only, yung loyal lang sa antelope is equal to 14. Ano ba? Next, karon din yung process na gagawin natin sa isa. Yung loyal kay banana. Okay? Yung mga loyal sa saba. Yan. So, we have our banana only. We have our B only is unknown. But my B total is equal to 30. But my B total is also equal to the area of the whole circle. Wherein I have my B only plus the intersection of your A and B or your 3 plus 3 plus the intersection of your cantaloupe in your banana only, banana, we have plus 7 plus the intersection of all who likes your antelope, banana, and your cantaloupe plus 8. Tama? So, we have 18. B total is equal to 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 7 is 18 plus yung loyal kay banana, yung B only. Yan. So, we have our B total was defined as 30. So, therefore, 30 is equal to 18 plus B only. So, therefore, I may say that my B only is equal to 30 minus 18 or it is equal to 12. Tama? That is my B only. Yan yung mga loyal kay banana lang. Tama? Okay. Next is yung mga loyal kay cantaloupes. So, how will we solve that? So, kung paano natin sinolve yung mga loyal kay B at loyal kay A. Okay. So, isa-shade mo lang itong buong circle niya. Yan. So, we have our C total is equal to the total of all the elements that can be found in the circle, or it is the total of the area of the whole circle, which is equal to our 9 plus 3 plus 7 plus our cantaloupe only. Tama? So therefore, I may say that my C total is equal to 33. Okay? So we have 33 is equal to 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 7 is 19. Tama? Pakicheck yung calculator nyo kung tama. So, plus C only. So, therefore, my C only, or yung mga loyal kay cantaloupe, is equal to 33 minus 19 is 14. 14 din. Di ba? So, 33 minus 19 is 14. Okay. That is, those people who are loyal to cantaloupes or cantaloupes only is 14. Your antelopes only is 14. And your bananas only is 12. Tama? So, let us answer the question. How many students like apricots but not bananas or cantaloupes? Yung loyal lang kay antelope. So, 14. So, nakita natin sa diagram, di ba? Ito yung loyal kay antelope, which is 14. How many students like cantaloupes but not bananas or apricots? So, take note not bananas or apricots is that i-add mo lahat ng mga may gusto kay banana or apricots. Yun yung total, yun yung magiging people na gusto ng bananas or cantaloupes pero ayaw kay apricots. Okay? Ang gusto lang is apricots pero ayaw niya kay bananas or cantaloupes. Okay? So take note of the word or. I-add mo lahat yan. Kaya yung lalagay lang natin is only or yung apricots lang. Wherein we have the number of people who like cantaloupes only is 14. So 14 to. 14 din to. Cantaloupes only. And then the number of people, how many students like all of the following three fruits: apricots, bananas, and cantaloupes. So meron tayo sa diagram, di ba? A Venn diagram is a graphical representation of sets. Tama? So ito na, di ba? Pinapakita na ng Venn diagram yung silbi niya. So those students who like all of your A and B and C is ito. Tama? Na-indicate natin is 8. Yan, 8. How many students like apricots and cantaloupes but not bananas? Antelopes and cantaloupes only. So there are siyam. Okay? 9 lang. Yan. Okay? Yan yung solution natin. So, if you have any other queries, guys, or recommendations on the way na pwede nating isolve yung mga problem na ganito, just feel free to ask. Pwede lang kayo magtanong, okay? Actually, ito naman is nakalagay sa binigay naming PowerPoint, yung solution niya. Step by step naman yon, okay? Pag hindi nyo maintindihan, magtanong lang kayo, okay? So, thank you. And good afternoon. Yan. Kung gusto nyo guys, let us pray and dismiss. Yan.